Alrighty, so tonight we kind of had some big news break. Not only was Alex Cora fired from the Boston Red Sox, but we also have Josh Donaldson going to the Twins. There's also been some rumors that Nolan Arenado and the Cardinals are trying to acquire Nolan Arenado in a trade, which I think is kind of a big rumor. There's not really much going on there, but it's still a rumor nonetheless. And there were some other minor signings that happened throughout the league. So we're going to talk about all these different things in today's video. If you're still enjoying these types of videos, make sure you hit the like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and enjoyed the content. And as always, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you're new to the channel, go and follow all my social media, Snapchat, Instagram, and Twitter. Go and give them a follow. And my most recent video is going to be up here in the top corner. All right, let's talk about the big one first. Let's talk about Josh Donaldson to the Twins. So this is a huge deal, 4 years, $92 million, and a 5th year option that could bring it up to $100 million. So Josh Donaldson, obviously in 2018, had some injuries, only played in 52 games, just had a rough year. 246 average, 800 OPS, which is still pretty impressive in his limited at bats. But then you look at 2017, you can see he's a 900 OPS hitter, good average, home runs are there, power's there, RBIs are there, like he's a good hitter. And then you look at 2019, he had a bounce back year, he showed that he still has it in the tank, even though he's 33 years old. You look at 2019, you see a 900 OPS. You get a 259 average, which is a little bit below his career average of 273, but still a 379 on base percentage and a 521 slugging. You look at those numbers and you see he still has it in the tank. He's still a great hitter. He may not be as good as he was defensively, but he's still a very solid third baseman. And I feel like when he goes to the Twins, he definitely is going to bring a really solid bat and also just a solid player to that lineup that already scored a crazy amount of runs to begin with. The thing is, now you're looking at a 4-year deal for a 34-year-old, 34-year-old, which isn't bad. It is a lot of money, $92 million. But now you have Sano moving to first, which I like that. Obviously, he wasn't the best third baseman. And now you got your corners in, like your corner set up with Sano and Donaldson. Shortstop, you still have Polanco. Second base, who's their second baseman now? Because Scope's no longer there. But I mean, like, you look at this team and it's really starting to take shape. I'm still trying to figure out, I'm trying to remember who they had at second base now. But you look at the outfield, you got Buxton, you got Eddie Rosario, Nelson Cruz as your DH, you got Kepler out there and right. And then you're still working on that pitching, which is still pretty solid. I think it could be a little bit better. But the Twins, they're really going for the the whole philosophy of they're going to score a lot more runs than the other team. That's really what they're going for. They're just trying to score runs. They're trying to outscore their opponent. And I mean, the pitching, it wasn't terrible, but it definitely could have improved this offseason. And it looks like they're more just focused on offense, and it really shows. And I think getting Donaldson really solidifies that third base spot, and I like it a lot. So Sano moving to first is also a good option because obviously he kind of has stone hands. He's not the best of fielders at third. Moving him to first base is a little bit better. And you're allowing Josh Donaldson to just stay at third. And again, like, he's not a terrible fielder at all. He's probably an above average fielder, really solid glove. And I think he's still got it left in the tank. So for $92 million, yeah, it may be a big deal, but you're picking up a really solid bat and a guy who is determined to win. And I think this is a good move for the Twins. So I like it a lot. And now you're looking at the Braves, who are going to have this huge hole at third base. What do the Braves do from here? Do they go with Austin Riley at third base, who really struggled offensively after his hot start? Do they look to trade for Chris Bryant? The thing with Chris Bryant is the Cubs are asking for the entire kitchen sink. Like, they want everything if they're going to trade Chris Bryant, and I don't think the Braves are going to be willing to do that trade. I don't really think any team would be willing to make that trade. So where do the Braves go from here? So I like the move with the Twins, getting Josh Donaldson, 4 years. Yeah, it brings him to what, 38, 37 years old, which may seem kind of late into his career, but he definitely can move to DH if things start falling off. And even Nelson Cruz is hitting crazy numbers as he's approaching 40, if he's not already 40 as is. So you're looking at a player who's aging like Nelson Cruz. Josh Donaldson can definitely do the same thing and then move into that DH spot if his fielding starts to fall off. But I still think this is a really good pickup for the Twins, and I just like it a lot. So we're gonna cover the Alex Cora thing very briefly because I feel like you guys have already know what's going on with this whole sign stealing and things like that. Like, we know, he's part of the Astros team that got caught stealing. Obviously, with the Red Sox, there was also some controversy that there may have been some sign stealing there, and he got fired because of it, which is, kind of crazy to think about. So now you have the Red Sox, who are in a really tricky situation because they've already been kind of on the decline, possibly losing Mookie Betts. They're just kind of in a weird spot where they didn't make the postseason last year. They really struggled. And what do they do from here? How do they rebound? How do they get a new manager in? How do they keep the core that they have that was pretty solid? You got Mookie Betts, you got JD Martinez, Chris Sale. David Price hasn't been terrible, but like, you have some good players there. And now you just lost a manager who was kind of the part that you were trying to build around for your team, and he's gone. So now where do you go from here? Well, who is a manager that you can bring in, like with spring training just around the corner, that can make a difference and really bring together this Red Sox team and get them back on track? So for me, I think the Red Sox are in a really tough spot right now. The loss of Alex Cora is like a big blow. So I'm not really sure what to expect from the Red Sox. To be honest, I'm not expecting a lot. I'm actually expecting them to kind of maybe clear house a little bit, get rid of some of the players, and just try to not necessarily completely rebuild, but kind of retool, like see what they can get for some of their players, maybe make a couple trades, maybe say this year, let's try to get back on our feet and then kind of build from there. So I think this year might be a wash for the Red Sox, but we'll have to wait and see. For me, it's interesting. This was kind of shocking for me. I didn't think he was going to get fired. I thought maybe a little suspension here and there, but just him getting fired, that's kind of big. So is he going to get another managerial job? Who knows? But I think it's going to be pretty interesting. So I guess we just kind of wrap this up with the Arenado to the Cardinals rumors, because so many people, I've had so many people mention to me, Arenado's going to go to the Cardinals. Arenado's going to go to the Cardinals. And I just don't see it happening. There was a tweet earlier from Jeff Passan, who's always up to date on the rumors, every transaction that happens. And he said, yes, there's been some talks, but there really hasn't been much that materialized, which makes me think, I don't think Arenado's going anywhere this offseason. I feel like if the Rockies are going to trade their best player, they're going to want a lot for him. Another thing is you got Nolan Arenado's huge contract. So the Cardinals obviously are going to have to send some of their big contracts to make this deal work. And you're looking at some of their bigger contracts, Dexter Fowler, Matt Carpenter, who really makes it interesting for the Rockies. Like, I wouldn't want either of those two players coming to Colorado if I was the Rockies. So who do you go from there? Do you ask for Harrison Bader? Are you asking for Tyler O'Neill? Are you asking for Gorman or Carson, which I've heard are untouchables as well? So who do the Cardinals really think they have that can entice the Rockies to let Arenado go to them? So for me, I really don't see this trade happening at all. I think it's more of just rumors, kind of trying to pick up something so that they actually sound like it's going to happen. I really don't think Arenado's getting traded this offseason. I think it would take a crazy trade for it to happen. It's kind of like Chris Bryant. You're going to have to offer the entire kitchen sink to make this deal happen. So for me, I just don't see it happening, which I know as Cardinals fans, you're probably thinking, man, I really want this to happen, and it's going to happen. But unless you're willing to give up Gorman, Carson, one of your top prospects, and then also some other really good players, I just don't see it happening. So for me, like I've mentioned, it's just unlikely to happen. So there's that, guys. I didn't want to ramble on too much. I want to get straight to the point. For me, Josh Donalson, great great signing. 4 years, yeah, it may seem like a lot, but he can move to that DH spot. And I think moving to the AL was the smart move for him. As a player, he knows he's not going to be able to continuously play at that high level that he's been doing. He's got a great bat, and he definitely can fill in that DH spot if his glove starts to fall off and he's just not as agile at the hot corner. So for that's just a good move. I really like it. I think the Braves definitely have a hole at third base now, so they're going to have to address that. I don't think Chris Bryant's going there. If they do, it'll be a big trade. And then you got Alex Cora getting fired, which is just mind-blowing. And now the Red Sox are kind of in a tricky spot heading into the season, which is just a couple months away. And then obviously the Arenado rumor. So let me know what you guys think of all this news that's happened in the comment section down below. Give me your thoughts and opinions. And if you enjoyed today's video, hit the like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and enjoyed the content. If you like baseball stuff, this is the place to be. And then that's really about it, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. On screen now are going to be 2 videos, my most recent and also one that YouTube recommends you check out. And I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.